in this lesson, we're going to be looking at shape. And you may ask yourselves, why do we study shape? Well, if you look around the room that you're in at the moment, there are shapes all around you. If you're looking at the screen right now, that may be in the shape of a rectangle. If you've got a glue stick, that would be a shape of a cylinder. So the world is full of interesting shapes. And different jobs use shape for different reasons. So for example, engineers use shapes to make their structures strong. If you look at this bridge here, this engineer would have brought in triangles to strengthen this bridge. The Eiffel Tower is made up of so many different shapes, and that makes it strong. Designers use shapes to make something more interesting. Scientists use shapes to help them understand molecular structure. So we use shape in so many different ways. Now it's important that we know how to label points, lines, and how we label shape. So we often refer to points, lines, and shapes using letters, and those letters tend to be in capital. So we usually use capital letters and we order them in alphabetical order. So if we know that we have a point, that may be called the point A. Or for example, if I drew this here, that may be called the point P. Okay. A line. Now a line is made up of 2 points which are joined together with a line. Okay, so here the point A and you have the point B which are joined together to make a line. And that line is called the line AB. Okay, it can be said that's the line BA. But like I mentioned above here, it's often in alphabetical order. So as A comes before B in the alphabet, we tend to call this the line AB. When we have a shape, so here we have a 3-sided shape, which is a triangle. How we say a shape is that we may say it's the triangle ABC. And you can see that these 3 lines then are together to make this shape. You can call it the triangle BCA, but again, as I mentioned, alphabetical order, we tend to have them in alphabetical order. So that would be said as the triangle ABC. If we were to have a 4-sided shape, for example, that I'm drawing here now, which is made up from the points, let's call this one A, then this one B, this one C, this one D, then this may be the shape ABCD. Okay, so that's how you may say that shape. And that's how we can say them. We say it by the letters. So let's look at this example. Name all the lines that are in this diagram. So in this diagram, I can see the line PQ. I can see the line QS. I can see the line QR. And I can see the line SR. Or, if I was to say that in alphabetical order, that would be the line RS. But both of these are correct, so don't worry too much if it's not in alphabetical order. In this second example here, it's asking us to name all the triangles that you can see here. Okay, you may want to start off by writing down all of the different triangles. So I can see XWY. Can you see that creates, going along from X to W, down to Y, back to X, that creates a triangle. So the triangle XWY. Is there. We also have the triangle YWZ. That creates a triangle, doesn't it? there's also a big triangle. Can you see from X to W to Z? Okay, this big triangle here. So I can see 3 triangles there all together. So these triangles, how I've labelled them, are correct, but you may want to write them in alphabetical order. So O, W, X, Y. Or for this one, W, Y, Z. Or for this one, W, X, Z. But as I said, either of these are fine, but that's how you may write them. You'd see them more so in a paper in alphabetical order. Now, other lines that you may see labelled or drawn for you in this topic are parallel lines. Now, lines are parallel if they are always the same distance apart. Okay, we call that equidistant. If they're the same distance apart and are lines that will never meet. And people always link parallel lines to train tracks. Okay, parallel lines are like train tracks because they never cross. Train tracks will never cross because otherwise the wheels won't be able to go on to anything. Okay, so here I've got 2 examples of parallel lines. These are the same distance apart all the way along these lines and they will never meet. And we use arrows on the lines to show that they are parallel. So if you see arrows on lines, that means that it's telling you that those lines are parallel. Okay, so here we have parallel lines, arrows drawn onto them to show that they are parallel lines. And you may at times see 2 lots, okay, because if you've got more than one set of parallel lines, you may have it drawn like that. That's absolutely fine. That just means that they are also parallel. But if there's double here, 2 arrows, that means that these 2 lines match and they are parallel. Okay, so you can see here there's 2 arrows, they are parallel. These ones have got single arrows, they are parallel with each other. Other lines that are important that you know also are called perpendicular lines. Okay, so lines are perpendicular if they meet at 90 degrees, if they meet at a right angle. So here the red line is perpendicular to the blue line because they meet at 90 degrees. And please remember, to show 90 degrees, we tend to draw a square in the corner like that. Okay, and that square means that it's 90 degrees. So in this example here, this red line is perpendicular to the blue line because it meets at 90 degrees. And lastly, equal lines. Now, lines are equal if they are the same length. Okay, and we tend to put a dash on the lines to show that they are equal. So here we have a triangle. There's a dash on all 3 sides, so that means that this is an equilateral triangle. Okay, and I know that because these dashes are on the lines to show that they are equal in length. Okay, please write down all of these notes into your books. Thank you.